Very good morning to Sir Masale. I'm Grace. Today I'm going to present my written proposal which titled The Challenges that are faced by small and medium-sized enterprise in hospitality and tourism industry. I'm going to study this topic due to the impact that brought by COVID-19 towards tourism and hospitality industry from the aspects of economy, social, and environmental. When I go in touch daily about the issue of these industries, I just found that there are a lot of challenges that are facing by them that restrict the development in SMEs. The first thing we will present throughout this case study will start from the background of this case, which are related to SMEs, hospitality, and tourism. Small and medium-sized enterprise is a business that develops the economy of a country, which play a vital role in Malaysia as the backbone of economy that contributed 36.6% of Malaysia's GDP in 2016. It creates a lot of job opportunity to employees with increased 62% of employment from industry to industry, and operated by the CEOs who are the reason that will decide the success or fail of SMEs according to the strategic management of their time, energy, and assets on the business of SMEs. Tourism destinations are traditionally dominated by small and medium-sized tourism enterprises which provide wide range of products to the tourists such as accommodation, catering, transportation, attractions, and activities, and thus contributed significantly to the range, variety, authenticity, and quality of their positive tourism experience. The hospitality industry is one of the key performance indicators that contribute in the service sector in economy of Malaysia. The hospitality industry entails the comfortability and well-being of customers in a hotel or restaurants about food, planning events, or managing hotels to fulfill the satisfactory of guests. The sector in hospitality includes hotels, restaurants, cruise ships, amusement parks, country clubs, and convention centers. Therefore, hospitality need to have strong and meaningful relationship to ensure the development of other business. The hospitality are beginning to develop the workforce-intensive industry as they need huge manpower to provide the service and products to its customers to fulfill the satisfaction of customers through the time of their consumption at the premise and service. The tourism industry is about the development of tourism travel industry that entail the movement of people to places outside their usual environment. Any changes in any field will impact on the tourism industry to make this industry very sensitive with the trends and changes within the operating environment. The sector of tourism involving the reservation of flight, hotel, rental car, and special events such as tours and executions for guests to enjoy their holiday when people travel away from their usual places of residence for a relatively short period of time. The end of this case is to investigate the challenges that are faced by SMEs in hospitality and tourism industry. Well, there are 5 objectives that are from social cultures, economy, technology, and environment aspects as the main goals for this case to conduct. First is to determine the social cultures as the challenge to the hospitality and tourism industry. Next is to identify the economic aspects that influence development of hospitality and tourism industry. Third, to analyze the technology aspect that affect the competitive advantage in hospitality and tourism industry. Fourth, to establish the environment aspects of sustainability in hospitality and tourism industry. Fifth, to recommend the solution due to the challenges faced by hospitality and tourism industry. Firstly, I'm going to determine the social cultures as the challenge that trends of different groups of people will change. The social cultures aspects are involved with the veterans, baby boomers, Generation X, and the Generation Y, as the different characteristics of those generations affect the demand for tourism and hospitality industry. Veterans groups emphasize on the safety and security who prefer to the resting and relaxing activities which are fulfill the loyalty and commitment. Baby boomers tend to the brand and comfortable of travel and accommodation without disturbance to enable them to explore the importance of travel. Generation X more prefer to the service and products that are best value for money. Therefore, they will be more sensitive of the overpricing. While Generation Y will require for convenience, availability, as long as everything are served with accessibility of internet. Next, the disposable income among tourists, travel patterns, competition among tourism industry will affect the development of the economy. Since the high rate of disposable income, the demand for travel will be increased according to the growth of GDP in the country. The disposable income of consumers also affected the development hospitality industry as the uncertainty of economy will reduce the demand of guests to meet their accommodation needs. The development of the economy will influence the travel pattern of tourists, as when they have limited income, they will tie their travel pattern that only use less money during travel. The competition among tourism industry in different cities that challenge the industry doing something on the landscape to sustain their tourist arrivals. The climate change and the environmental conservation will be the challenge for tourism industries in the environmental aspects. While hospitality of accommodation sector facing high demand of green hotel in the business, the future of the growth of tourism industries depends on the effectiveness and the sustainability. Therefore, it is more challenge for the industry to continue to sustain their business at that tourism destinations. Meanwhile, they need to spend more time and cost to develop a new tourism destination. The demand of green hotel among consumers who seeking with the accommodation that could protecting the environmental by adopting sustainable practices, it will be more challenge for hospitality industry as they need to spend more cost to create an accommodation which is eco-conscious to fulfill the expectation of the guests and increase the image of the hotel. The travel technology applications with the current changes of the technology will be challenge the development of tourism and hospitality industry. It is important to reduce the operational costs, reduce the loss of staff, increase efficiency with quick service, increase revenue, access and share information, and achieve better planning and management to the industry. However, customers will be unsecure as their personal database will be recorded in the system such as credit card numbers and the password may be hacked by the hacker when the security of tourism and hospitality industry does not perform well. In addition, the uncertainty of the new technology applies a huge investment cost for upgrading, while it is a pressure for staff and the top management as they have limited knowledge with that technologies. Secondary data they use to collect data to conduct this research through journal, website, government records, and online articles that help to reduce lot of time, especially during this pandemic period. The journal is a book written by researchers from their expert perspective that have been used in this case study, which are published from the research gap and the international level organizations. The websites are useful method for researchers by accessing with free and virtually infinite pool of resources, which act as most important digital tool for researchers to reach potential needs. The government records that have been used in this case study are published from the government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region and Pembayaan Pelancongan Bencana. The online articles only need a computer and internet access that allowing to absorb the material as well as cost-effective choices as it is convenience and flexibility to review that covering world news, discussions, opinions, world events, data and more. That's all for me. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed with the proposal presentation today.